This is indeed the largest painting that Waterhouse ever made. He needed to keep impressing the public and members of the Royal Academy now that he had been elected an associate of the Royal Academy. This was very consciously meant to capture people's attention, to show that he knew how to compose and paint very, very well.
Mariamne is exceptional in different ways. In the 1880s, Waterhouse did a series of works which were large and showy and theatrical and derived from classical history. This is the scene of Mariamne, the queen of Herod the Great. Now, she was very highborn, very noble, very arrogant, very sure of herself. And she really looked down on her husband and his background, but nonetheless, she was loyal to him. The sister of the king was very jealous of Mariamne. She didn't have the good looks, and she didn't have the noble birth. She convinced her brother, the king, that Mariamne was being adulterous, and therefore should be condemned to death. What we see here is a moment in time where, in fact, a jury of priests, shown in the background in a very murky way, have just sentenced the queen to death. She's now walking down the staircase to her doom. She's looking back over her shoulder in a very haughty way toward her husband and his sister. She is full of disdain. She knows that she has been wronged. She has not been guilty, and yet there's nothing she can do about this. Ironically, on the staircase is a little bundle of flowers, and they're violets. Violets are the symbol of fidelity in the Victorian language of flowers. So in fact, she has been full of fidelity, but that doesn't matter here. This is an emphatically theatrical scene. It's almost as if Sarah Bernhardt, the great French actress, is performing for us. And indeed, no less a critic than George Bernard Shaw wrote about this picture when he was an art critic and said, "Oh my gosh, it's like we're in Paris looking at Bernhardt perform." He's also thought a lot about the interactions of other characters. One can notice the very nervous glances of the priests in the background. They're looking at this drama play out in fear and suspicion. Also, there's an African servant here who is bowing one last time to his queen. He's very nervously watching her and simultaneously the king because he's not quite sure what to do here. So it is truly about one figure contrasted with a group of figures. And this idea of drama, of conflict, is classic Waterhouse. Now, in fact, this was where he ended a chapter in his career as well, and that makes it interesting too. Waterhouse, at this point, gives up classical history painting such as this, and he takes the figure of Mariamne and moves her into the Lady of Shalott and the Lady in the Boat. It's the same model with a different color of hair and a very different story to tell.